Better Together podcast.
Welcome to the Better Together podcast from the Fuquay-Varina Chamber of Commerce, where we are recording today from the Dashmore Conference Room and Studio, sponsored by Rescued Wood Rehab. The Better Together podcast highlights local businesses each week as the Fuquay-Varina Chamber of Commerce continues to promote an amazing business community. I am Tom Gavin with Fat Cat Homemade Ice Cream, and I am joined with my co-host, JB Rutledge with Peak Perspective Creations here in Fuquay.
All right. Thank you, Tom, and welcome to the Better Together podcast. Joining us today is Brittany, who is the immediate past president of the Fuquay-Varina Junior Women's Club. Welcome, Brittany. Tell us a little bit about the club.
Sure, I'd love to. Hi, everyone. My name's Brittany May, and I have been in the Junior Women's Club for 17 years here in Fuquay-Varina. And hopefully most of you have heard of us. We've been chamber members for longer than I've been in the club, so a really long time. And we've been around town for a while. We do lots of civic projects with the town, with the schools, with any area in need that we see, we identify, and then we try and help. So we've got several different areas that we focus on. One of our biggest projects right now is in schools. We service 19, or next year it'll be 20 of the local schools, and provide food and security bins for each school. So if there's a student that's hungry or needs a snack, they come and grab some food from the counselors or food pantry. So we do things in different areas. We've got education and libraries. So we're a big supporter of the Fuquay Library. And we, in the area of environment. So just last month, we had an Earth Day event where we picked up trash. There was lots of interesting things found if you've never picked up trash around town. In the area of civic engagement and outreach, we support the fire department, the police department. We partner with the Women's Club. With the Women's Club is our sister organization that is geared towards women age 45 and up. And the Junior Women's Club is for age 45 and lower, in case you're interested in that. And then we also have a high school club, the Juniorettes, and that's for high school students ages 18 and lower. But we partner with the Women's Club for our car seat initiative. So we buy lots of car seats for the police department and fire department in case there are citizens that maybe their car seat is no longer valid or they can't afford one. They can go and get a car seat from there. Some other areas we focus on is domestic violence and advocates for children. We partner with Pass It On and Interactive Wake County. We go and sort clothes at Pass It On in downtown. We're actually doing that tomorrow. It's a fun event. And then in the area of arts, we partner with the Arts Center often. We just won an award at our state convention for our work in the arts. I know I'm missing some areas, but we'll get to those later.
Absolutely. Now, I don't unfortunately think Tom and I meet the criteria to join the Fuquay-Varina Women's Club. I think there might be some problems with that. However, Brittany, what inspired you to get into the Women's Club in the first place?
Junior Women's
Club. That is correct.
There's an age difference.
There is the age difference. I'm sorry.
No,
the
okay.
Junior Women's Club.
That's right.
What inspired you to get into it?
Well, I was in the banking industry before that. And as you guys know, networking is so important. And once I got married and was no longer in college, you kind of wonder, what do I do to make friends? And what can I do to give back to my community? So my mom was actually in the Fuquay Junior Women's Club back in the 70s before they were a chartered organization. So I'd always heard of women's clubs. General Federation of Women's Clubs is an international women's organization, one of the largest in the world. So I'd always known about women's clubs. So I kind of knew that the Fuquay Juniors would eventually be somewhere I wanted to be.
I love that. What are some unique aspects of the organization?
Well, what I love, we have fun while we're doing our projects. But if a club member comes to us and says, there's something that's on my heart. I saw a need in the community. This is important to me. How can we help? We all jump in to help. For instance, back around the COVID time, someone said, we've heard the Red Cross is in a huge need for more blood. What can we do? So our organization stepped up, and we have now hosted 39 blood drives here in town. And we've won an award with the Red Cross. We do it every 8 weeks, I believe, whatever the cycle is where you can physically give blood. And so we've got repeat donors every time. We give
Wow.
them fun prizes. And we've got our 40th coming up in July. You can check out our Facebook page for that. But that's just one instance. There's so many of where a club member said, hey, can we help in this area? Let's do it. And we all jump in and help together.
That's awesome.
It really is. So what other types of things or events do you guys normally have or do as well?
We do a lot. So we do a whole lot. Yes, there's so many opportunities, and that's what's so great. We hosted a Bunko fundraiser last night. So that was in order to raise funds for our Sunshine Bin project. We have a giant charity ball, and that's our giant fundraiser that we solicit sponsorships. It happens the Friday before Thanksgiving. So a lot of people might say it's the kickoff to the holiday season. And it is November 20th this year. And that's where we raise all the funds to do all the cool projects that we do. We have teacher grants, we have scholarships, we have things that cost money. And that's what the fundraiser does. But then we look for other ways. We participate and expand at the United Methodist Church, which is providing food for students recommended by their counselors. Like I said, we do the Pass It On project. We stock the Baby Blessings box, which is across the street from the Women's Clubhouse. And there seems to always be a stacked calendar every week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then how do you guys differentiate from other organizations that do similar
Sure.
like things? You know what I mean? Like what makes the junior women's group special?
Well, I think that we're just fun.
Yeah.
But we want to collaborate with other places. So especially in the last few years, we've collaborated with other nonprofit organizations in the area. So we work closely with the food pantry. We work with Pine Acres Community Center. We work with the Hope Closet, which is a newer place at the senior I forget what Christine Williams' organization is called, but she is fantastic. So we, instead of differentiating ourselves, how can we be different from these other civic organizations? The question for us is more, how can we partner with them in the future? And so if she needs Easter baskets made for seniors in special housing or in retirement homes that they don't have enough support, they can call us and say, hey, can you help? And our members jump in. We send a couple texts or group messages, and before she knows it, she's got 20 more people helping her project. So we look for those partnerships in town, and there's so many good nonprofits in town. We're really fortunate that there's any community in need in Fuquay has a lot of people that can help.
That is awesome. Yeah. Partnering with other organizations, I feel like with that comes a lot of learning opportunities, obviously other opportunities and how you can grow. So run me through a few of the things that you've learned being a part of the organization, some lessons, things that you have taken with you from being the immediate past president.
Sure. I've learned that everybody is able to do something. Whether if you're homebound, you can't get out, you could make cards for people in a retirement home or soldiers overseas. Whether you can volunteer in your school's PTA. There is so many opportunities in our town, especially, but in every area to help. The lessons that I've learned in the last 16 years is that everybody's able to help somehow. So find the need and see what you can do to address it.
I love that. I love that. I mean, it's always it's problem solving and meeting that need.
For sure.
I absolutely agree. Kind of on that topic, if there's someone that's young, that's aspiring to build a community or an organization similar to this, what's some advice that you would give them?
Yeah, I think that we have a great system in the General Federations of Women's Clubs. There's other nonprofits in the world that also have that kind of hierarchy of, we've got our local clubs, but then we've got our district clubs and our state clubs and then the international organization. And you could, maybe if it's in Holly Springs or Lillington, a nearby place, they could actually form a junior women's club. All they would need is 5 members, 5 charter members that would be interested in starting a club. And because of the General Federation of Women's Clubs, they could start their own club and take it in whatever direction they wanted to. So for our specific organization, that's how you could do that. If you don't have that umbrella of an already established nonprofit, international nonprofit, just as you've seen other nonprofits in the area, what can you find a need and how can you fill it? Even if it's a small thing, whether these people can't get fresh dairy brought to their house. Well, let's start a little free milk truck and just deliver them a gallon of milk every week. Or
awesome.
It can be something so small, or also something really big as starting your own junior women's club.
That's awesome. I love that. Kind of one thing here. I know you mentioned that you have a few, obviously a lot really, of upcoming projects, a lot of things you guys kind of have in the pipeline. Do you have one in particular? I know you mentioned the one that's November 20th. It's kind of the holiday kickoff of sorts, but is there one in particular in the next few months that you were just really, really excited for? I know it might be hard to pick. I know it might be difficult.
Well, technically, we're on a break for summer.
Okay.
We end with our banquet in our May meeting, and then we rest. I'm using finger quotes because we still have the blood drives. We still have other things going on. But during July and June, we don't have as many activities. So we are really just ramping up for our big fundraiser. We're supporting the Women's Club this Monday. They have their Women for Women golf tournament.
Mm-hmm.
We partner with the Women's Club on a lot of different projects. If they need us, we're there for them. Same for us and them. And so a lot of us are playing in their golf tournament or as sponsors or team sponsors. So that's a fun event we have
awesome.
Monday. We participate in the town's ice cream social. I think that's what they call it. But that's sometime in July. And well, you may know because you're an ice cream person. It's the 20th.
He knows.
So will we.
He knows.
So will we. We
That's
serve
awesome.
lemonade and possibly water
cool.
every year for
There you go.
quite a while.
Love
so that is one thing that we're excited about. Our first club meeting is, I believe, August 31st.
Okay.
And that meeting is open to the public. Our general meetings are always the first Monday of every month, except in August because of Labor Day. We moved that one. But that's a fun thing that we've got new presidents. Jenny Fallon, Hillary Millen are 2 new presidents, and we're excited about their administration kicking off.
Love that.
So to get to some of the fun questions, right,
Okay.
is you've been a longtime Fuquay resident, right? What is your favorite local spot?
Oh, I have so many.
You got
Fat
it.
Cat ice cream.
Yeah. Okay. You don't have to cover the logo and then give the real answer. Yeah.
We frequent so many different places, but I do want to shout out some places that more support the Junior Women's Club.
For sure.
Yeah.
Neighborhood Bar has partnered with us and done a fantastic job for our Sunshine Project, where they did a promotion back in March where if you brought snacks for our Sunshine Bins, you got a free class. And they've done other fundraisers for us with like a pop-up neighborhood bar. So that's one of my favorite places because of all the good they've done. Also, Vision Martial Arts has been a great partner with us on different things. I love Mason Jar because it's delicious. But we've done like membership socials at the brewery for Mason Jar Brewery. And I do love My Way and Winging It because I love Winging It cheese cards. But yeah.
The corn fritters from Mason Jar. Oh, those things are next level,
So
man. I that's a shout out right there in and of itself.
Awesome. So I know it's not it's an organization over a business, but what type of advice what best advice have you been received through the organization?
Okay. Yeah, I think that just putting yourself out there, whether it's for a friendship or a new project idea or a way you can help, or even like starting a podcast, whatever it might be, just go ahead and put yourself out there. You might be scared, you might be nervous, but it's not going to hurt. You're going to be fine. So go ahead and put yourself out there and take on the leadership role. Say the yes to the PTA that needs a new vice president. Just get yourself out there and do it.
That's awesome. And then is there one surprising fact about the Junior Women's Club that we might not know as listeners?
Well, I've told you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We recently inducted on Monday. We got 15 new club women. So I think that's a fun fact. Once you turn 45, you do graduate up to the women's club.
Okay.
So every year we lose a couple members to them, but then it's an exciting partnership because at their events we get to see them and
Right.
they visit us at club meetings. And so I think it's exciting that our town is growing so much and our organization is always open. We only induct members in May, but you can become a member and you can do your projects and do your meetings and requirements throughout the year. So you can jump right in. And our Facebook page has lots of information. But I think it's really cool that we got 15 new members. That's more than we've ever had before.
That's awesome. Yeah, it shows the growth in our area.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Love that. And I know you mentioned earlier the Facebook page, but where is the Facebook page the best place for people to find you? Do you guys have a website? Where would be the best place for people to find you guys?
Sure. We have a very active Facebook page. We have a whole publicity committee that does a great job with that. So our Facebook page as well as Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a website and you can contact us on that and it goes straight to our email. It's fuquayjuniors.org. And if you search for us, you can find us. The Women's Club also has a Facebook page and website. We do a great job of telling our stories on the stories, but on those things that go away. But our Instagram team does just such a good job, and you can see the things that we've done, what our meetings look like, and really get an idea of what you're walking into before you walk into your first meeting. So definitely social media is the best place.
I love that. And then, one of our favorite questions here, what has been the best part about working with the Chamber of Commerce or being a part of the Chamber?
Sure. We love the Chamber. I remember our charity ball's been going on for a very long time. We've had, I think this is our 30th year, and that sounds right. Yes. And back before we all did email, the Chamber used to help us out and print out little address labels. Like that was one of the perks of being a Chamber member. So we would get our sponsor letters during the summer and we would print them and we would get the Chamber for our address labels and we mailed it to every Chamber member. There wasn't that many back 15 years ago.
Right.
Because we've gained so many Chamber members.
Oh, yeah.
But we've also gone to the business after hours and publicized our charity ball because, there's been hard years too. Our club hasn't always had 50 members. There was years that we were down to like 12 or 13 members. So selling tickets to a upscale event with a live band and a silent auction hasn't always come easy. So there's been other years where we've really had to publicize to make sure we made that fundraising goal. So we've used the Chamber for all the resources that it has and gone to the events and made our poster boards to get our name out there. And now we've grown from 15 to 53 members.
We love that. Well, thank you again to our Better Together podcast guest today, Brittany, who is the immediate past president of the Fuquay-Varina Junior Women's Club.
And thank you to our listeners. Join us each week on the Better Together podcast from the Fuquay-Varina Chamber of Commerce as we highlight a great local business. From a Gashmore conference room and studio sponsored by Rescue Wooderia, I'm Tom Gavin.
And I'm JB. And we are Better Together.
We're better together. It's a weekly podcast. We're better together. You should know that there's more in the dash. We're better together. Fuquay-Varina Chamber of Commerce. We're better together podcast.